It is a specialized cell present in the epithelial region, skin, as well as some respiratory organ. So mast cell contain some granules or vesicles, and inside the vesicles the histamine or amine substances like histamine is present. So when any antigen enter into the body, it stimulates the mast cell. So it stimulates particularly IgE antigen antibody. So due to antigen antibody complex formation, the potential difference in the plasma membrane of the mast cell is changed, so that the calcium entry occurs into the cell. Due to entry of calcium ion, the vesicles erythrocytosis occurs. So slowly the vesicles remain moved to the peripheral region and attach in the plasma membrane. At the attachment of plasma membrane, the plasma membrane ruptures and the histamines come out. These histamine after enter into the blood or vascular fluids, it is get attached to the two types of receptor, histamine H1 receptor and H2 receptor. Finally, it causes bronchoconstriction and vasodilation. So due to vasodilation in the epithelial region, the swelling occurs, itching like symptoms occurs, and the symptoms like asthma also occurs due to bronchoconstriction. Okay, so in our body, most of the allergic reaction, remember that most of the allergic reaction, itching, sneezing like symptoms, respiratory allergy, skin allergy occurs due to this histamine. This histamine release causes the attachment of histamine with the histamine receptor, H1 receptor and H2 receptor. It causes bronchoconstriction and vasodilation. It causes finally allergic reaction. So in this manner, the antigens, what is the antigen? Antigen are the substances, those are outside from the body and they cause immunologic reactions. So antigen may be house dust, antigen may be pollen grains, animal danders, antigen may be some poisonous gases, and there may be some bacteria and viruses. They cause immunological reaction by attaching with the IgE antibody, so that the histamine release occurs and histamine causes some reactions, all allergic reactions, vasodilation, itching, sneezing like reactions. Okay, this is caused by histamine and histamine like some amines. Second is arachidonic acid derivatives. You remember that like histamine in our body, the arachidonic acid derivatives also have significant role in creating inflammation or in causing the inflammation. So what is arachidonic acid derivatives? Arachidonic acid, what is arachidonic acid? Arachidonic acid is one type of fatty acid. Arachidonic acid is one type of fatty acid. It is present in the plasma membrane of human cells. This arachidonic acid also known as eicosanoids. Why we call it eicosanoids? Because these arachidonic acids have 20 carbon compounds. One compound contains 20 carbon atoms. That is why the arachidonic acid is also called as eicosanoids. These arachidonic acids are stimulated by various types of inflammatory agents like excess heat or excess cold or physical factors, hemorrhage. So these arachidonic acids and sometimes by biological agents. These arachidonic acids are stimulated. It creates prostaglandin G2. Some prostaglandin G2, there are two cycles. One is cyclooxygenase pathway and other is lipoxygenase pathway. Cyclooxygenase is one type of enzyme. It is in short form it is called as COX. So cyclooxygenase causes prostaglandin G2, prostaglandin H2, then prostaglandin D2, prostaglandin E2, prostaglandin F2, prostaglandin F2 alpha, prostaglandin I2 is called as prostacyclin, then thromboxane. There are two types of thromboxane, TXA2 and thromboxane TXB2. So this prostaglandin D2, E2, F2 alpha, these are called as prostaglandins. These are called as prostaglandins. And this is I2, it is called as prostacyclin. And these are the thromboxane TXA2 and TXB. You remember that all these prostaglandins, prostaglandin D2, E2, F2 alpha, they all have the nature of vasodilation. They also cause increase in vascular permeability as well as increase in vasodilation, so that the inflammation occurs. So we are that is why in day-to-day life, in case of inflammation, in case of swelling, we are taking the drug, those that will inhibit the cyclooxygenase enzyme. These are called as NSAID. So what NSAID do? NSAID or non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like aspirin, diclofenac, nimesulide, we are taking in day-to-day life. These NSAID, they block the cyclooxygenase enzyme, for which the prostaglandins are not produced in the body and the inflammation decreases. So the physical inflammation due to physical factors, due to accident, due to hemorrhage, or swelling occurs due to these prostaglandins. The inflammation due to allergic agent occurs due to release of histamine, and the inflammation due to physical factors, particularly it occurs due to release of various types of prostaglandins. These are the arachidonic acid derivatives. Similarly, there are some. So these histamine and arachidonic acid, they cause a significant role in creating the inflammation in our body. Besides these two factors or two substances like lysosomal components, platelet activating factors, cytokines, lysosomal components, they are present in the lysosomes. You know that lysosome is called as suicidal sac of the body. That lysosomes are present in the WBC cells. These lysosomal, when the rupture of the lysosome occurs, the lysosomal contents they release and they also cause various types of inflammation. Besides these platelet activating factors, cytokines like the interleukin 1, TNF, tumor necrosis factor alpha, TNF, tumor necrosis factor beta, interferon gamma. So these are the substances also present in the various types of leukocytes or WBC cell, and they cause inflammation in our body. Finally, the nitric oxide. nitric oxide or NO. It was previously known as, when the NO or nitric oxide was not discovered, it was previously known as PDRF, endothelial derived relaxing factor. So, when the nitric oxide was not discovered, the scientists were there is a substance which causes relaxation of the blood vessels or vasodilation. That is why the other name of nitric oxide is PDRF. Nitric oxide is synthesized from the compound arginine. Okay, arginine by nitric oxide synthetase into nitric oxide. This nitric oxide causes vasodilation by the relaxation of endothelial cells or inner side of the blood vessels. Okay, so these are the factors that cause vasodilation. Then these are the cellular derived mediators. Then we will discuss the plasma derived mediators. We know that there are various systems like kinase system, plasma derived mediators. So in plasma derived mediators means there are various systems in the blood plasma like kinase system. So when this kinase system is not stimulated, then one compound is released called as bradykinin. This bradykinin also causes vasodilation and increased vascular permeability. Similarly, there is a system like clotting system. In clotting system, when the clotting system is stimulated, one factor is released that is called as fibrin. That fibrin also causes increased vascular permeability and vasodilation. So bradykinin and fibrins, they also cause vasodilation, increased vascular permeability, and finally the swelling, pain-like symptoms, fever-like symptoms.